everyone's ready. My name is Maya Hamilton, and I'll be your first speaker. Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. On the 24th of May, 1863, my uncle, Professor Liedenbrock, rushed into his little house. Why has he come home so soon? I'll hurry away to my own little retreat upstairs. Axel, follow me! Colonel Liedenbrock had no mischief in him. I willingly allow that. But unless he very considerably changes as he grows older, at the end he will be a most original character. He was a professor. His teaching was to benefit himself, not others. He was a learned egotist, a well of science, and the pulleys worked uneasily whenever he wanted to draw anything out of it. In a word, he was a learned miser. Such was the gentleman who addressed me in that impetuous manner. As his nephew and an orphan, I became his laboratory assistant. I was exceedingly fond of geology. The blood of a mineralogist was in my veins. What? Not come yet? The man had no notion how to wait. Nature herself was too slow for him. Why, in April, after he had planted seedling plants of neonatic convolvulus, he would go out and give them a little pull by their leaves to make them grow faster. In dealing with such a strained individual, there is nothing for it but prompt obedience. Here's a remarkable book! What a wonderful book! My uncle was liable to occasional fits of bibliomania, but no book had any value in his eyes unless it had the virtue of being nowhere else to be found, or at any rate, of being illegible. Don't you see it? I have got a priceless treasure! Magnificent. Isn't it a beauty? Yes, splendid. Doesn't the book open easily? Yes, it stops open anywhere. But has it shut easily well? Yes, for the binding and the leaves are all flush, all in a straight line, and no gaps or openings anywhere. And look at its back, after 700 years! And what is the title of this marvelous work? This work is the Heinz Kringler Snow Turleson. Indeed, of course, it is a German translation. A translation? This is the Icelandic original. The Icelandic has 3 numbers like the Greek, and a regular declension is like the Latin. Ah, is the type good? Type? Do you take it for a printed book, you ignorant fool? It is a runic manuscript. Runic? Yes, you want me to explain what that is? Of course not. But my uncle persevered and told me against my will of many things I cared nothing about. Runic characters were in use in Iceland, and invented, it is said, by Odin himself. Look there and wonder, impious young man, and admire these letters. The invention of the Scandinavian god! Well, not knowing what to say, I was going to prostrate myself before this book, a way of answering equally pleasing to gods and kings, when a little incident happens to divert conversation into another channel. What's this? These were the means of drawing Professor Liedenbrock and I to undertake the most wonderful expedition of the 19th century. These are the letters. What on earth does it mean? They're certainly old Icelandic. I was preparing for a violent outbreak when 2 o'clock struck by a little timepiece over the fireplace. Doom, doom. Dinner is ready. Never had he missed the important ceremonial of dinner. All this Mark was going to sacrifice to a bit of old parchment? As an affectionate and attentive nephew, I considered it my duty to eat for him as well as for myself, which I did conscientiously. Monsieur Liedenbrock is not at the table. Something serious is going to happen. My opinion was that nothing more serious would happen than an awful scene. My uncle should have discovered that his dinner was devoured. Axel! It is runic. There's a secret in it, and I mean to discover the key. Under this jargon, it may allow to conceal the clue to some great discovery. I'm led to imagine the possessor of this book, Magnus Saknessem, wrote these mysterious letters. Has not this Saknessem concealed some surprising invention? It must be so. But what interest would he have in this hiding so marvelous a discovery? How can I tell? Do not Galileo do the same by Saturn? But I will get at the secret of this document, and I will neither seek nor eat until I have found it out. Nor you either, Axel. Lucky I ate 2 dinners today. First, we'll find out the key to the cipher. That cannot be difficult. This is in a southern language. But what language is it? It is Latin, but it is Latin confused and in disorder. If you can bring order out of that confusion, my dear uncle, you are a clever man. Let us examine carefully. I confess, I felt considerably excited. These words had carried no sense in my mind. I therefore waited for the professor to unfold the magnificent but hidden Latin of this mysterious phrase. That's not it! There's no sense in it! He is gone! Yes, completely gone. And how about the master's dinner? He will have no dinner. No one in the house is to eat anything at all. Uncle Liedenbrock is going to make us all fast until he has succeeded in deciphering an undecipherable scrawl. Must we all then die of hunger? With so absolute a ruler as my uncle, this fate was inevitable. I thought I would go, but how should I be able to escape the house? The professor might return at any moment. The wisest course was to remain where I was. Is it all me? All listen after our poor fellow crazy. 4 different languages in this ridiculous sentence. What connection could there possibly be between such words? The first and the last might have something to do with each other. Sea of ice. Descend, bull traveling, to the crater of the joke of Snuffles, which a shadow scatters touches before the calendar July, and you will attain the center of the earth, as I have done. No, my uncle should never know of it. Groves cannot hold from such a determined geologist as he is. He would start, he would, in spite of everything and everybody, and he would take me with him, and we should never get back. No, it is in my power to prevent the knowledge of it coming into the mind of my tyrant. I will do it. I will fling it all upon the coals and utterly destroy and abolish this dangerous secret. Axel! The true key was in my hands, and no other would open the secret. I thought I would go, but how are you able to escape the house? Mine.
But I also know
that 20 letters alone can form over 2 quintillion combinations. I felt reassured. When I awoke next morning, that indefatigable worker was still at his post. Mental wrestlings he must have undergone. I pitied him. A feeling of compassion was gaining upon me. But no, I shall not speak. To reveal it would be to kill Professor Liedenbrock. And I would never have it laid to my door that I led him to his destruction. But the main door is locked. The big key is gone. Who could have taken it out? Assuredly it was my uncle. Yet I resolved to be a hero, and not to be conquered by the pangs of hunger. I held out. I made it a point of honor. But this is becoming ridiculous. Worse than that, unbearable. I was exaggerating the importance of the document. Surely my uncle would not believe in it. Right? Yeah. He will figure it out himself eventually. Then it should be clear at the mere expense of my involuntary abstinence. Uncle Liedenbrock. Uncle, that's key. What key? Door key? No, the key of the document. Yes, that's key. What is it that you are saying? There, read that. But there is nothing in this. No, nothing until you proceed to read from the end to the beginning. Descend, bull traveling, to the crater of the joke of Snuffles, which a shadow scatters touches before the calendar July. You will attain the center of the earth, as I have done. But what o'clock is it? 3 o'clock. Is it really?